Hi guys, welcome back to Dualcraft Labs. Today we're going to go back to what really started me on the whole crafting thing. Whenever I first started this, probably about 10 years ago or so, uh, I saw online all of these really cool lithophanes that people were making as nightlights. I'm like, oh, that looks pretty good. And I started researching on how to do that. And that's whenever I bought my first 3D printer. It's not the one that I currently have. This is a Bamboo Labs P1S. And I also have on my right side here that you guys can't see, it's off camera, but it's the Snapmaker U1. They both do multicolor, which is really cool. That's something else that we'll get into in another video. But creating lithophanes is really easy. This is a little tiny one that we did here. And lithophanes allow, if you light it up, you can see here that it really shows up, and we can see what it looks like. And you can create some really cool effects whenever you do lithophanes. I buy these, the actual lights themselves, off of Amazon, and I'll put the link below. We don't make any money off of them, so feel free to use those. But today we're going to talk about how to create a lithophane, what software to use, the slicer, and whenever it's done, we'll take a look and see what it looks like.
To tool.itslitho.com, and whenever you get there, you're going to be taken to this screen right here. Now, we're not yet ready to begin working here, so we're going to go up here to upload, and we're going to add our image here. So we're going to click on upload. If you click on add image, it won't do anything, so we're going to click on upload, and then we're going to go find our file that we're looking for. In this case, we're going to do a lighthouse. It comes in, you'll notice that I did not make it any grayscale or anything like that. We don't need to do that. You can bring in an actual color image, and at Litho, we can go ahead and do that whenever we click on the edit button up here at the top. We're going to click on grayscaling method. You can choose averaging. You can see that it changes as over here on the right. As we change these. So then there is also luminescent, and then there is the strict black and white that we deal with. I always like to choose around the luminescent, especially for ones that are outside. If you have something inside, you may want to do black and white or strictly black and white for that option, especially if it's people's faces or it's a portrait or something like that. At this point, you can make it brighter, your contrast, your exposure, your blur. You can do some crops if you want to. You can mirror it or flip it. It's entirely up to you. But at this point, my image is where I want it. We can now click on model, and it's going to go out and it's going to process our image here. And if you hold your left mouse key down and move this around, you can see it's just a flat image. And what we want to do is we want to make this into a lithophane nightlight. So the first thing that we're going to do is up here at the top left, we're going to go from plane to an arc. And you'll notice that the width goes away. The width is in proportion to the height. Now for height, I prefer somewhere around 80, so that it's not too tall. We want to keep these somewhat small. So you can either use the slider here or just double click where it has that 100 and put in the 80. We can see what that looks like. That looks pretty good right there. You can change your angle if you want minimum thickness and maximum thickness. Generally for lithophanes, if I'm doing this with the filament, I am going to go and just leave these as the default. Whenever we look here, I do want a frame. However, I don't want the thickness and the depth and the angle to be all of that. So I'm going to bring this down, and my angle is going to actually be 0. And you'll notice that it changed there. My depth also, I'm going to bring down to about a 3 so that we can see what that looks like. Again, you can use the sliders or you can just type in 3 there for that. You can make this as thick or as thin as you want. Again, this is entirely up to you what you're looking for. We're now down at the bottom. We're going to enable the lamp. This is going to give us or I'm sorry, the nightlight. This is going to give us the options to add in that nightlight base that we're looking for. And we see here that it's added that in for us. So my distance, I'm going to bump this all the way up to the 20 for that. And everything else I'm going to leave the same. This 1.7, I'm actually going to bring down, bring that up to about 1.8, make it just a little bit bigger. The bulbs that I use are, um, are about 1.7. It makes it for a very tight fit if you leave that at 1.7 there. The width and the depth is perfectly fine. It's just the distance and the thickness that I like to change for this. Now that we have it set to where we want, over here in the lower right, we can go ahead and click download. And this is going to download the Lithophane STL. So we're going to go ahead and click that. You're going to get this, enjoy Lithophane, you can support it or anything, but it went ahead and downloaded our actual Lithophane there. Now that we're done here, we can bring up our Bamboo Lab software, our slicer. Whenever you first log in, you are taken to the home page here where they have all of these nice little options and things that you can choose. But I'm going to create a new project. Whenever we look at the project, the first thing I want to do is make sure that it's picking up my P1S and it's not on something else. But I can come up here then to File, and we are going to import our STL that we just downloaded to its Litho Lighthouse. We can go ahead and click that, and you'll see it comes up for us there. If I turn this around, by default, it sets it up this way. You're more than welcome to print it this way. If you want, you can change it, you can turn it. If you want to turn it, you can just come up here to our tool palette up here where rotate is, and it gives you the option to rotate it. You can take this and spin it around either way right there. So we can do, there's 200 and whatever degrees there. And now we would print it this way if you want. I'm going to go ahead and just leave it that way. I'm going to change my colors up here. This is a PLA Basic is my number one. I'm only going to be printing with the first one, and my color is kind of a beigeish tan. It doesn't really matter what color you pick that, but you'll notice that it does change here on my slicer plate the color of the filament. In addition, I am going to change this to my Lithophane Nightlight setting. It doesn't change a whole lot here that we've done. I'll put some of the settings in the description here, but I've changed some of the initial speeds and things like that. But it's not a whole lot different than the 0.2 millimeter standard that we have there. So we're going to go ahead and click the Lithophane Nightlight. And now we're ready to actually slice this. To slice it up in the upper right, we're going to go ahead and click Slice Plate. And you'll see here it kind of grays out. We have this option down here is generating the G code, which is what our P1S is going to use. We can see that to print the model is 1 hour and 2 minutes. However, total time is 1 hour and 9 minutes. It's going to take about 7 minutes and 10 seconds to prep here. If that works out for you and you like this, you can go ahead and in the upper right, click the print plate. This is where you can now select which one of your filaments that you want to use. Mine happens to be in the A1 slot in my AMS, and we're going to go ahead and use that one. You can turn off your time lapse or your auto bed leveling. I'm going to click this off because I don't need that. And then we're going to send this to the printer. It says, hey, you're using unknown filament in the AMS. Are you sure you really want to do this? Just a confirmation that you're using a non-Bamboo Lab filament there. You'll notice that it's sending the job through the cloud service and it's at 100%. Once it reaches a certain percent, it will go over and flip over to the device tab up here. and we can kind of watch and see what we're doing. Here it says NA, so we're in that process. So it's actually downloading for us that file, that STL file, and sorry, it's not the STL file it's downloading. It's the G-code file that it's downloading that we created whenever we sliced that STL file. So it's downloading, it's at 99%, and once that gets up to about 100%, you'll hear your printer kick on and it will start doing the actual printing with a timeline here, and we can watch this. This will actually decrease as it starts printing. Right now, we're waiting for the heat bed to reach the target. Estimated finish time will be about 5 o'clock, 16:59. So it uses military or 24-hour time. 16 would be 4, and then 59, of course, 59 minutes. So about 5 o'clock, this will be finished, and then we'll come back and we'll take a look and see what this looks like.
Okay, so our lithophane finished. Like I said, we did do a mini one here. This is about the size that I normally do. These are a little bit bigger, but for time, I just did a little mini one. Now, I will tell you this. If you'll notice, this one is kind of a white. This is kind of an ivory color. I really like the ivory colors a little bit better because I think it gives it a more antique look. And really, this is where lithophanes came in to prominence. They were very, very popular in the 1800s, and they were actually made out of porcelain. And they had this ivory type of look, and it just gives it a little bit better, more antique-y look. If we take our light here and we shine it behind, you can see this is kind of very white. Now, a lot of times people like this color, and it's a good color for lithophanes. This is just strictly white. But if you take this one here, you'll see that it has a much softer glow to it. That ivory look that I really like. I use a company called American Filament. That's where I get this ivory from. And again, I'll put the link down below for this, but they are awesome. That's American Filament. It comes from the US. They are quick to ship. They are competitive in their pricing, and they are just an awesome company to work with. So this is what it looked like. This is our end product here. As you can see, it looks really cool. We'll bring this in a little bit more. You can see all the detail, especially in the rocks that we have there, in the lighthouse, in the sky right there. And whenever you plug this in, it has a really cool effect. And the lights that I use are, they have the auto on off. So whenever it gets dark, they automatically come on if they're in a dark room. And whenever the lights come on, they turn off. They're LEDs, so they don't take a lot of power, and they'll last almost forever. So thank you guys. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time on Dual Craft Labs.